a gamer girl. No matter, she will be no match for the manly Jace jungle this game. Jace video, and it's going to be a special one. It's going to be your boy Jace jungle. Yes, Jace recently got buffed. I'm going to tell you, Jace jungle is actually very OP. My tech from before is super OP now, and I'm going to show you exactly how to win on it. First, you want to start W level 1, and you want to start Raptor solo. And for this, you want to play for your full clear. And you want to make sure you don't get cheesed on level 1. And you want to start range form, you want to auto, and then W, W, W. Switch to hammer, and then activate your next W. And then you're just going to kind of like auto and just finish off the Raptors just with your auto attacks pretty much. And here you want to save your W. You can use it, but realistically you don't need to, because you can just auto and kill off the small ones like this. You want to make sure you Q and you kind of hit the big one right there. And then you want to auto W, 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 switch to your hammer form, and then just start beating the Krug down. And here you want to make sure you don't smite, because it's actually much better to just kind of save your smite, because you can actually just play it pretty well with your kiting ability. There is actually a faster way to do that, but don't worry about that. Q, range, auto, and then W. And the way you want to play it is just make sure you don't get cheese, even though maybe the enemy team has vision on you, like this game, for example. You want to just make sure you don't get cheese, and just switch between your forms a lot and pretty much consistently. And here, once you get level 3, you actually want to start Q level 1. Or, sorry, you want to put 2 points into Q, but this game I actually put E, which is okay if you're going to get invaded, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get invaded. I think I might actually be okay. But generally, you want to put 2 points into Q. And actually, I am getting invaded. Ooh, my mouths are hard. Just watching! I thought I could bait that. But unfortunately, no bueno. Okay, it's fine, guys. It's fine. It's actually fine. We're not going to actually have anything issues there. And he's going to be a while before he can actually, you know, steal any jungle from me. I'm actually very strong on this buy too. If I see him in the blue, we can definitely make some plays happen. The problem is I think Shen could be here too, trying to cheese me because of how late he actually is. So here you have to be careful because they have a ward right there. So you want to just Q and then ward. And then from here, you want to switch to hammer form. And if I find Wukong here with my hammer ready, it's going to be good. But you can see he's actually behind me. And I hear I'm actually going to have smite coming up soon. And here we're able to kind of get our reset. And the Q for the kill. Early game was a bit whatever, a little Shen action, little Wukong action. Don't worry so much about it. And here you want to make sure when you use your gate, you actually put your Q through it, because the Q through it is actually going to enable you to have the empowered Q. And empowered Q is just very OP. I mean, this game's over already. I can tell you for the fact I'm about to destroy them. Because if you look at the Wukong CS, his cheese, it's going to hurt him much more than it ends up hurting me, especially after those kills. And here, when you're going out of base, I like to use my gate and then switch to hammer form. And the thing about Jace is whenever you press R, it switches your form. And whenever you switch your form, you get a little like speed boost. So it's good when you're running around the map to press R a lot. But here, because I'm going to start the camp, you always want to start the camp with your EQ. So here, you put your E down and then you Q pretty much right through it. Use your range form W. And then you just want to hammer it down. And the thing about hammer form is if you're getting low, if you're like having problems with like your HP, hammer form makes you tankier. It gives you extra armor and MR. So if you have extra armor and MR, obviously that's going to make you tankier, and it's nice to have. Here I like to start range because my EQ is not up yet. But if I wait a bit, I have my EQ. You can actually see how much damage it does. Personally, I think it's just very OP right now. My mid matchup is Malzahar versus Ari. I don't know if Gamer Girl, maybe it is real Gamer Girl, who knows. But here you can see I'm just kind of starting in hammer here. Kiting, auto, W, 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 E, gate, and Q. Your Q, pretty much you can only do EQ once. Your Q is actually going to be up again without the gate up, right? So if my EQ is up without the gate up, then I'm going to probably need to use it earlier. So here, I just need him to R flash. But he doesn't actually have flash. Wukong could be here, so you want to just be a little cautious. You want to check camps, you want to hit it like that, see his clear time. He does have blue. I'm more worried about Shen coming in. So Shen coming in, I'm going to just check him here. We can actually see. Problem is he's going to come this way, and if he comes that way, then I might be in a bit of a pickle, as you can say. Here, though, I'm going to wait and just kind of ruin his time. So here, if I was to start this play off, I would probably start with a gate, and then I'm just going to wait a bit. And I'm just kind of being really annoying. Even though Pike is coming now, we can kind of see that the Pike is coming. So you do have to be a little cautious of that. Because Pike is here in a roam timer, I could have to worry about, you know, them invading my Gromp here. But because I see Pike mid now, I'm just going to walk in. Pull this, auto, WWW. Switch to hammer form. And just finish off this camp. I don't know, the mid fights, they don't really interest me right now. Pike is dead. So I should be able to get this crab here. Wukong might face track me, so I'm just going to be ready for that. It could be a ward here, but because he's moving like this, I don't think so. We can just auto. And we're able to get that kill as well. Q flash is a simple mechanic. If you don't have, you know, your empowered Q from your gate, Q flashing is just very strong. It cancels out the animation, and it pretty much just enables you to be really kind of efficient with that. So Shen dies here, so it's a really good game for us. Enemy team is just... The invade, the cheese did not amount to anything. You know your boy is on top right here. And then here's where I go Ghostblade. You can switch to Sweeper. And this is where... Okay, so because Ghostblade has range and melee effects, it's better to just kind of stay in hammer form most of the time because Ghostblade gives you 10 more movement speed. So you're not going to be switching forms as much. You want to be on camps with like your range form because, well, if I can just start it from farther away, it's just inherently better. And you want to just make sure you do that. And also an interesting thing is the range W that you see me kind of cast a lot. It actually... You can use it in hammer form, and what it does is it just gives you 3 super fast auto attacks, right? It actually doesn't necessarily need to be, you know... I want to make sure Ari's not choosing me. It doesn't necessarily need to be like, for example, here I can actually one-shot him if he face checks. That's exactly what I'm waiting for. And I just don't want him to actually clear. I pink there. So Malzahar, what I want him to do is actually just flash on this person. Or just ulti, because once he ultis, I can just finish the rest off there. And Wukong could be here. Wukong 6 is a bit dangerous, so I have to be a little cautious of it. But I don't think he's actually going to be on Void Grabs. He could jump over. He actually is on it. He just reset it. I don't know if Ari's here. If Ari's not here, I should be able to kill him here. Just because of range auto will give me red buff slow. And red buff, you know how good it is for range attacks. There, you can see I was able to kind of play really patiently. I think the Ari is going to try to kill me here. So I have to be ready for this. But I think Wukong is on the way now, so I have to be a bit cautious. I think Wukong is going to be here. I don't know if I have much resources to actually give. I don't have Smite up too, so I'm not able to kind of finish off the grubs here. I could probably do the crab. Wukong might double over the wall there, so I have to watch out for that. But you can see I'm able to kind of play really well around my range form and my melee form. So if you want to play Jace jungle, you really have to understand what you're doing, right? The hammer form, the way I look at it is the hammer form is like a finisher. So a lot of times you want to be in the hammer as you like use your range ability. So if I'm able to kind of... Oops, I probably could have killed him there. if I'm able to kind of get like my range combo off. For example, if I'm able to start on the enemy champion with my range combo, as I play, you're going to see me pretty much do the combo a lot. You want to get them with like that E gate. The E gate, what I'm doing a lot of times is I put it on my body. For you guys, especially when you're playing Jace, you're new to Jace, it's going to be really hard to pull it off. So what you're going to do is actually just put it, you just need to have it slightly in front of you, right? So when you're practicing your gate, you just want to make sure it's slightly in front of you. And I go ability haste boots, I go ghost blade, and then I go pretty much this item right here. Just get a bunch of swords. So range form, for you guys, just put it like here. For me, I try to put it as close as possible. And for you, you want to make sure the Q goes through it because it extends. It pretty much just goes straight in the line. So make sure you get that. And just make sure you're farming heavily. Like the farming is just essential. Because like this champion with the Q buffs, it just makes his early game so much faster. Like your AoE, your Q damage, even though it's only 20 damage on Q, that's a lot of damage. And that's enough to kind of push, you know, the Jace into a really nice situation here. So here I'd actually want to just jump on him. And I'll probably one-shot her with the next EQ combo as she tries to farm this wave. So here she's going to probably farm the wave, so I can just sit here and just get her. And you can see like the EQ combos, like if I can get them below half and then I get the next EQ combo, it's just huge and it's just really good for us. And here I don't really have much to do, so what I'm going to do is actually just go try to kill the Shen off. And here, same thing, you know, the EQ combo is just extremely deadly. And there, like, maybe I have to be careful, but I'm pretty much God mode. Once you have, like, your Ghost Blade, your damage is just really high, and your mobility is really high. You have, like, the Gate, for example. You have your abilities. You have a lot of spells that can just accelerate you and power you up. The only issue with Jace is actually he's just mechanically difficult, right? So you're gonna have problems with him because of how hard he can be to play, but over time it gets easy. Like, remember I told you I do some weird EQs, it's harder. For you guys, just Q and then E like that for yourselves. And when you run through your gate, you get a bunch of movement speed, right? So sometimes you see me, I put the gate down for my teammates. For you, honestly, just focus on like making sure the gate is helping you. And here, auto attack, when my Q is down, I'm not really putting the gate down. When my Q is coming back up, okay, now I'm going to put the gate down because, you know, I'm going to have that empowered EQ going right through it. And here you want to just get this opportunity. There are options to go for the Bruiser build. You can go for the Bruiser Jace build. I'll probably do another video for that one. But that one is generally not as snowball-y. It's a much slower one. You probably go... For you, you can go into like Eclipse, into Spear of Sojin. Those are like the two Bruiser items Jace goes. But honestly, Ghostblade first is just really OP. So I'd recommend, even in a Bruiser build, you want to go Ghostblade. So here we put the gate down, we use it. And you can see how I'm able to kind of keep running through it. I'm going to keep getting that movement speed buff. It's extremely important you know that. That's a very important thing because it's going to give you ways, like, that is like your mobility and your hammer form. So what you're noticing a lot of times too is my hammer, my E, it's a knockback. So a lot of times if someone is trying to kill you, you're going to be using your hammer, your E, as like a way to kind of push them back. But also it does a decent amount of damage. So what a lot of rookie mistakes would be for Jace especially is actually what people are going to do is you're going to use your hammer to try to kill someone and you're just going to push them away to safety. And that's like kind of what you're avoiding, right? Like that's what you don't want to do. Surprised he ran away. Maybe he's in the brush actually. Yeah. So here I'm just rotating. I'm playing around like my lanes. I'm playing around just getting priority. And I'm playing around the enemy jungle camps potentially. So I'm able to kind of like, you know, just get the whatever jungle camps it is. There are some like higher level mechanic abilities you can play around, but I don't really want to over focus on that. Here, because we have that rune, it shows us when like there's a ward. I can actually play to kill this guy too if he messes up a bit. So you can actually just play. You have to watch out for like tanking tower here, but you can see I'm able to kind of chunk him. Ahri's gonna come. Now Ari might come. It's actually EQ would kill here. See if I have enough to get it off. No, he Q'd out. So now I don't have mana, so I have to watch out for like a potential Ari. But there I'm trying not to get taunted under tower because I probably would die in that situation. But I really like the ability haste boost. I really love upgrading it. In some situations you can go for like Merc Tres too, but ability haste boosts are really nice. This could be dangerous if he has wards, but you can see how much damage you're able to do here. I could flash and kill her there, but if she has flash, she might get out. There'll also be a Wukong here, so I have to watch out. And if you're ever out of mana, Hammer Form autos actually refunds mana. So you're able to kind of get some mana back there. Could be warded, but because she didn't really juke my EQ when I was coming from this area, I generally make the assumption that's actually not warded. You can see how much damage you're able to kind of incorporate in that combo. Because Shen is over pushing, he's trying to get greedy for a wave, we can actually punish him here. From here, you don't really need to use, like, for example... You don't need to use, for example... Oh, that's mine. Like the EQ there, because I'm just, like, applying the first part of it, and then I'm just going to use the EQ on my next one. Because I have a lot of time there, right? He's sort of running towards me, right? Like, I have so much freedom, in a sense. But you see how much my EQ does. Half health. With the red jungle item, obviously you can see why we go for the red jungle item. Just insane damage. Also, if you have the red jungle item, you're going to tank tower if you use it on anyone. So just like be careful about that. You saw how I hit Ari with that and then like I'm tanking tower. Obviously you want to be careful for that. And you want to just be making sure you don't actually mess up in that regard. Here, I'll probably just take the blue as well. You just want to pretty much take everything. Not unless this little rascal takes it from you. And from here, I want to base. I'm going to be really strong. Generally, your build when you're going like my build on Jace is you just go Lord Doms after now. Or not Lord Doms. You go Grudge. And then here, you pretty much want Edge of Night, and then like Spear Sojourn as your last item. Sometimes you go Serpent's Fang if the enemy team has a lot of shields. I'd probably go like Edge of Night Fang or Fang Edge of Night. But like generally your last item will be the Spear Sojourn because the Spear Sojourn is actually really, really good for Jace. Thank you. I had to flash her because he had Herald Reset or Recall. And Herald Reset or Recall will pretty much get him out there. And I don't mind killing Wukong there because I'm obviously Giga Chad. And enemy team get FF. Gamer Girl, maybe it's a real one. But that's how you play Jace jungle. If you want to be a beast at it, definitely watch my videos. I think he's really OP right now. So I'm going to be playing him on my stream. And also I'm going to be playing him a lot in solo queue. So good luck on the game. Good luck on the climb, everyone. And I'll see you guys in the next video.